Okay, welcome to part 5. I still can't believe that we've gone like this long consistently talking about paranormal or like related paranormal rather than a story.
I feel like this has been kind of like a different format for your
It
podcast.
has. And I think I almost prefer it this way because I feel like paranormal doesn't necessarily have to be ghosts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, it's just something that's it's paranormal because you can't really explain it.
Exactly.
It doesn't have like a category. Mm-hmm. So like I would put a lot of stuff like that in. Like, you know, it doesn't have to just be ghosts and stuff. And I feel like you and I, we have a lot of the same like belief systems in that sort of aspect. So it kind of helps keep the conversation going as far as that's concerned. But just to kind of pick up where we left off, we were discussing how, you know, it's not necessarily the person that's haunted. It could be the place, and like you can go different places, and you're perfectly fine, and you could live. And I mean, like, let's face it. Like, I probably, like I said, I don't really think I noticed anything paranormal at my parents' house until I was like 11 or 12. Yeah, which puberty time.
Exactly. Well, and that's about the time where we started seeing like the shadow and whatnot.
Yeah. So it's just it's one of those things because like they always say like kids are like really prone, like kids, like I mean all the stories about Margot's son, which listen to that, holy moly, that still gives me chills. Still, it's amazing. But you know, so it's just like, was I just not exposed to it when I was that young? Maybe. But like, I mean, my mom loved horror. My mom and Aunt Mimi, they would go do that. There was one day I remember. This is not related, but it's a funny story. We didn't do it, but like I wish we would have. So they went to go see Queen of the Damned. Like that's how long ago this was. Aaliyah, yes. So and this is when we still lived in the apartments. So like the oldest I would have been was like in 3rd grade. Yeah. And then so it was just me and my dad and my mom and Aunt Mimi. They went to go see their movie, and then my dad's like, "Oh my god, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go. I got the extra key to the Saturn. You're gonna lay in like the turtle hole and wait for them to come and just scare the shit out of them." But we never did it, and I think about that sometimes, and I wish we would have. And I know it wasn't as good of a story as you would have liked it to be, but like I wish one day, you know, honestly, like. My fiance, you know him. Yes. You know the kind of person he is. And if he doesn't do something like that, I think I will be almost disappointed. Because, like, I feel like, you know, because you and I and Margot, we would definitely be the people to go see a horror movie. Yeah. And, like, obviously he has an extra key. If like, he doesn't take that opportunity. Which I know he listens, or at least he has. So, remember that. But, like, don't wear a mask.
And I find it funny that I think like your mom and memes are kind of the ones that got us into all the
they really did
stuff.
Okay, so this is so I don't know how I didn't get called to the office for this. So I love Hannibal Lecter. I've always loved Hannibal Lecter. Like, I feel like this sounds ridiculous, but I just feel like he needs a hug. Like, he just needs a friend.
Yeah, Clarice.
So, you know, it was when one of the movies had come out recently, because I was like in 4th grade when this happened, and I don't know if it had come out or if it was just on TV, so my mom's like, hell yeah, I'm watching this. Yeah. And I just kind of remember seeing like a little bit of it with her, which I was like 9. I don't think that's really appropriate. But like, so in school we did, it was like a food chain. Okay. You can see where I'm going with this.
Oh, God.
So, like, it was like, okay, so, like, you know, the grass grows, and, like, the bug eats the grass, and the deer eats the bug. I don't even know if deers eat bugs. I was young. Yeah. I think they mostly eat grass. I don't know. But, and then, like, the person hunted the deer, and he ate the deer, and then Hannibal Lecter ate the person. Like, I don't...
That's awesome.
I feel like I just got, like, an A for creativity. So, I remember that, and I remember my mom, like, I brought her home, she didn't even, like... Just like, okay, twice. Cool. Yeah. It's like, good job.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, my God, it's out of control. So, like, I'm just looking into, like, my future children, and...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, and I think that also got us, because you and I both, like... B horror movies.
Oh, like, yeah.
Tusk.
Oh, my God. I can't just get over it, like, when he's, like, screaming.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta stay in.
Okay, yeah. No.
They brought him fish. Like,
that's so sweet.
Oh, nice.
Beebs, if you're listening to this, when they turn me into a walrus, please bring me fish.
Oh, God.
But, like, don't date anybody else.
Oh, God.
I'll maul her.
You should put that in your vows.
Oh, speaking of that, Halloween is when we're getting married, too. Like,
which
that's
is
how...
awesome.
That's just the kind of person I am. I'm just glad that he went with it. I just don't think he cares, like, enough to, like, be like, Halloween!
Well, and do you think that, like, because we have been exposed to this kind of stuff is why we're into, like, horror movies and Halloween and stuff like that?
I don't know. Okay, so I've been exposed, like, forever. Like, but, like, when I was younger, I didn't really like Halloween. It always freaked me out because I was scared of everything. It's not something I developed an appreciation for until I was a little bit older.
Same.
And then, like, I don't know. Because I feel like I've been... Since I, like, was, like, probably, like, 10-ish is when I kind of started to get into it. But I also feel like around that age is when I kind of started developing my own taste for things, too.
Yeah.
So I think it did have a role, I would definitely say. But, like, I wouldn't say that, like, Mom and Aunt Mimi are as into it as like, you and I are.
Yeah, definitely.
Although, I think, was it last year or the year before, my dad got my mom a spirit box for Christmas.
Really?
We still haven't used it yet because she's too scared to use it in the house.
I would be too, honestly.
But, like, I really want to go somewhere and play with it.
I gotta be honest, I kind of had, like, a brain fart, and I was like, spirit box? I thought you meant, like, a Dybbuk box?
Oh,
I was like, what the fuck?
What the hell is wrong with you? No.
You know what? And I now have this thing where anytime I go, like, antique shopping,
Ooh.
I always think, no, that's a Dybbuk box. We're not getting that.
But that could be kind of cool if we brought, like, a spirit box into, like, an antique shop.
Oh.
To see, because, like, some people think that items are haunted.
Oh, yeah.
And
definitely.
you might not necessarily find anything, you know, in the local antique shop, but I know it's kind of like a good theory to test, but it would be really hard to do that because it's obnoxious.
Yeah.
But that's one thing, like, I really want to play with so bad, but she won't even take it out of the box. It's like, why did we buy this? If you're not going to have fun with it, let's go to Oxable.
Oh,
and she's like, no! So, you know, she has. One of these days, we're gonna play with it.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to. We're just gonna borrow it.
Yeah. So actually, the next part, I feel like it's pretty recent because you and I were over at Margot's house.
Oh, yeah, that was less than a month ago.
Yeah,
around about.
So we moved into this house a few months ago, the house that we just bought, and. I mean, it was built in 2004. It's only 16 years old.
Yeah, it's a new house.
It's a new house. Nothing weird happens. And it sounds awful, but that was kind of, like, when we were looking at houses, that was kind of part of my checklist. Like, it can't be super old.
Right.
And...
See, that's opposite. When we start looking, I'm going to be like, let's find the oldest, most haunted-looking house.
See, but I'm home alone quite often.
I have a feeling I will be too, but, like, we don't really know yet, like, kind of what that situation will be like. But even if, like, he does work days, I work from home most of the time now, so I'm going to be alone from, like, the time he leaves to work until, like, 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah. That's...
Ooh.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to sleep alone. I'm like, I think I would rather, if we live in a haunted house, I want him to work days.
Yeah. Yeah, so... Part of looking for houses that was on my agenda was like, I don't want something super old that could have its baggage, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And since we moved in here, I don't really like to I mean, you wouldn't think because we're sitting at my kitchen table talking about all the weird shit that's happened, but I don't really like to discuss it in the house, and I don't like to listen to certain podcasts.
No, and that's something that we were kind of just talking about, and I think that was kind of like my concern with recording in general.
Yes.
It's because, like, I mean, unfortunately I need somewhere, like, with internet and, like, not a lot of background noise to be able to record a podcast.
Yeah.
But, like, where do you go?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know, luckily we're fortunate enough to, like, bring this stuff with. And, like, I was recording... See, when I was recording at the old house... Mm-hmm. It was fucking weird because my studio, quote unquote, like, just, you know, made me feel better about it. It was in the fucking attic.
Oh.
So I didn't even like to edit up there.
No.
And it wasn't even like a scary attic. It's not like, it was partially finished. It used to be a bedroom, but like it's just
it just attics. It's like the same as basements.
I know. I was
going to
say it's just like for whatever reason they're terrifying.
Yeah.
And like so I'd be up there and I'd try to like do it up there because like it was a way I could get the dog and keep her out.
Yeah.
And like there's no distractions. You're not hearing anything in an attic. You're in the attic. You're in the highest part. Like what you're gonna hear like the squirrels.
Yeah. Right.
But like at 10 o'clock, which was also probably a bad idea that I would. You'd have to wait until after work to record.
Yeah.
So you get off work 5. It takes me about 20-30 minutes to get back to the house. Want to make some dinner. That's another hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
And so, like, it would be, like, 7, 8 o'clock before I'd start recording. And, yeah, sure, I started the podcast in, like, it's the summer, but you only have so much daylight. I mean, yes, it was light up there. It was fine. But it's just an uneasy, weird feeling. And I don't know why. It kind of, like, it's almost concerning because it's like, this is a room. There's nothing.
Exactly.
It's a room.
Yeah, it's a room. Well, even... So, a few weeks ago, I was coming home, and there was a big storm coming through where I live. And the sirens were going off and everything.
Oh, my God.
And I almost didn't... We have a finished basement, and it used to be like a bedroom. There's a bathroom down there.
It's a really nice setup down there, like, really nice.
Yeah, and that's just kind of it's, like... My fiance's man cave / our gaming area. Like, we have my guitars and everything, and then both of our PC setups down there. So it's like, there's nothing creepy about it, but because it was like dark and like I was home alone, I was almost like, you know what, I'll just stay in the kitchen and just deal with it.
Die.
If it happens, it happens.
But I mean, at least like, because with this being a tri-level, honestly, you could even go to like that living room area and you'd probably be fine.
Oh, definitely.
But no, I understand. But like, I mean, I like, to me, like, I don't live here. I don't know. But like, I would be like, oh, it's fine. Like, this is finished. But
and it's the thing is like, I know it's not creepy. It's just the whole.
It's a concept, I guess,
of a basement. You know what I mean?
I know.
It doesn't feel like a basement.
It does not feel like I can completely agree with that. It's like carpeted. It's painted. It's really nice. Like, I wouldn't even consider it a basement. Honestly, it doesn't even look basement-y. Like, even a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, shit, because, like, I get the grand tour here. I'm like, oh, this house just goes forever. Like, where are we going now?
Yeah, it's like, the whole layout was well thought out for, it's not really a big house. It's really not. But the way that they thought about
the placement of
everything, it's a good use of space.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. It's like perfect. Like, honestly, I just want it.
We really went off on a tangent there.
It happens. This is our first tangent in an hour and a half, so
we've been recording for an hour and a half. Holy crap!
Basically, I mean, this is part 5, and they're 15 minutes apiece.
Yeah.
So.
So we were at Margot's house a few weekends ago. And we were all discussing kind of the weird stuff that happened.
That's happened, like, just in general, I feel like.
Yeah.
Well, mostly, like, the weird stuff that's recently happened with Margot, though, too.
Exactly. And I feel like since we have discussed that, more stuff has happened here.
Here. Okay. Here. So here.
So my cats were like, this happened before. No, my cat started freaking out before this whole thing happened. But now she is starting to hiss at things that aren't there.
Oh, God.
And growl.
Okay.
Stare off into certain corners of the house. And it's always in the kitchen where we're at currently.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so... Is it the cuckoo crazy kitty, or is it like the chill crazy kitty? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good to know too, because
yes, and that's another thing where it's I don't know. Since we moved into this house, she has become aggressive, and I think that she's a cat. She's sensitive. It's a lot of it's an emotional toll on her. She's been in one area her entire life, and now I've uprooted her. I moved her into a new house. So she's just kind of getting adjusted still. Yeah, and I think that's a good place to let off because we can kind of go into more detail in part 6. Oh my gosh! So please join us for part 6 of this episode. Goodness, I almost wish I would have recorded a single episode. I gotta just release this weekly until I can have somebody else to interview. But so join us for part 6 here coming up soon.